And cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
We are in Waikiki Beach in Honolulu, and the vibe here is absolutely fantastic. There is fun, food, and nightlife.
It's fabulous. It really is. And we took you on a tour of all the places you need to go. Waikiki is a bucket list destination, especially if you've never been here. And this is a great hangout place for the locals, too. Everywhere you go, people will treat you like family. It's called Ohana.
And it also has a feel of Miami and Vegas mixed with Polynesia. There's high-end shopping and restaurants here too.
That's right. And Waikiki has a hip, cool vibe while also being relaxed and laid back. We were here a lot when I lived here for dining, shopping, dancing, and nightclubs. And this is where all of our proms were held too. For visitors, Waikiki Beach is a great place to take a surfing lesson because the waves are gentle, not anything like the ones on the North Shore. So you can do stand-up paddleboarding and outrigger canoes as well.
Well, and speaking of waves, you have to visit Duke. Duke was a native Hawaiian, an Olympic medalist in swimming, and the man who made the ancient sport of surfing what it is today. He died in 1968, but he still looms large here. People love taking photos with him.
Yes, they do. And Duke's Restaurant, which is an institution, is right down the street on the beach in Waikiki. It's a fun and fabulous oceanfront place with great tiki drinks and sports bar food. You really come here for the ambiance and to sink your toes into the sand while sipping on cocktails.
Now, Duke's is in the Outrigger Hotel, as is the Hula Grill.
We went here with a big group and tasted a number of great dishes. This is a place worth eating at for the food and the sunsets. And the Outrigger is a Hawaiian classic. There are lots of proms held in these ballrooms too.
Now, when I go to Hawaii, I always get seafood.
Well, Hawaii is actually where I discovered my never-ending love of sushi. The restaurants here boast some of the freshest and most unique catches you'll ever find. I know you indulged in quite a few, and here are some of the appetizers with local fish and yummy shrimp that we had. We also had crab and macadamia nut wontons. My love of dumplings and noodles also comes from living here because there's a big Asian influence and the ramen houses are truly authentic.
The Hula Cafe, it had a nice wine list. So now, sometimes in the tropics, you and I know this, you find the wine scarce, but not here.
And Hawaii has plenty of amazing beef, too. All the restaurants support the local farmers. In fact, for the past 2 decades, Hawaii has emerged as a culinary powerhouse, and this is thanks to the diverse ethnic influences, the talented chefs, and their dedication to showcasing the fresh ingredients of the island. Hawaii regional cuisine started in the early 1990s, and it draws on all the local resources like beef raised in pastures, fresh seafood, and the local produce. It also revolves around the love and respect of the land, which is called aina.
And the local saying is eat local. And for me, like I said before, it is definitely the fish. I got a medley here of 3 different catches of the day. All were superb.
Now, you'll want to stay at the Outrigger, too. It's a 4-star place to stay. You'll stay here for the Hawaiian culture and decor, which is throughout the property, plus amenities like an in-room jacuzzi and superb views of the ocean.
Now, the Outrigger is just one of 3 hotels we recommend on Waikiki. And Jet Setter Deals can book them for you and get you some nice extras and upgrades just because you watch the show. And we spent time in each of them.
Not too far from the Outrigger is the Moana Surfrider Hotel. It's a Westin resort, and it's one of the 3 oldest hotels in Waikiki.
And it has the old world charm of Hawaii. It's one of the most historic resorts, and it was built back in 1901.
The main attraction is the banyan tree. These roots go back centuries, and the tree grows new trunks that sprout out and back into the ground. There you can sit where Robert Louis Stevenson sat and wrote several poems.
It is charming and romantic, but it also has the modern-day amenities that jet setters want, like the oceanfront spa in Waikiki. The Moana also has an exclusive beach area and great rooms with stunning views of the beach and nearby Diamond Head. Question for you, Susan. Are there any other banyan trees in Waikiki?
Oh, sure. There is a huge one in the International Marketplace, also in Waikiki. That is another institution, and we always took visitors here to spend time as well. It just went through a complete renovation. It's now got 75 retailers and restaurants, all high-end, but they kept the banyan tree, which is over a century old. And that's a wonderful thing because the locals would have been up in arms against them if they didn't keep it. So now they have built around the famous banyan tree.
Wow, fabulous. Now, the Hyatt in Waikiki is also one of our favorites. It has been recently renovated to a more modern feel. I kind of liken it to the Palms in Las Vegas.
Oh, and the rooms are fabulous, also with great views. And they offer individual Wi-Fi and an app to stream all of your digital products in one place. Plus, they indulge you in beach chairs right on Waikiki Beach where you can order food and drinks.
Now, the restaurants, like all of Hawaii's top eateries, as you mentioned before, support local farmers and are farm-to-table fresh. The Hyatt, they take it a step further by growing a lot of organic food right here on property. And no, they don't serve the koi.
Of course not. They're too pretty. The Hyatt is also attached to a great mall for shopping and just walking around. You have to hit one of the local favorites, Kai Coffee. We did. It boasts locally grown coffee beans, which are superb. If you like coffee, this is a must.
Now, you may not want to spend a full week on Waikiki, but you owe it to yourself to at least take in a few nights before you explore the rest of Oahu and the other islands, which we will have for you here on Undercover Jet Setter in future shows.
If you go to Oahu in September, you can catch the Aloha Festival, which features music, dance parades, and other events. I was actually a dancer in one of the Aloha Festival parades when I was in high school.
And it's kind of like homecoming for most colleges and high schools during football season, right?
Sure. Well, I was a dancer in the homecoming too, but that was at Aloha Stadium. And the Aloha Festival takes place in Waikiki and includes lots more fun stuff like food and music.
And there is just so much to do in Waikiki alone, and the people here, well, you've told me many times, and I agree with you every time I go, the people there are absolutely lovely.
Yes, you're so right, and that's called the Aloha Spirit. You'll find it throughout all of Hawaii. It's something very special and unique that you really can't find anywhere else.
And you told me aloha doesn't just mean welcome.
That's right. It also means I love you and farewell. You can also say ahui ho, which means see you later, because there's no goodbyes in Hawaii. And because you are part of our ohana at Undercover Jet Setter, when you book any of these hotels through Jet Setter deals, remember you'll get additional luxuries and upgrades just for being a viewer of our show.
So there you have it. You need to get started on checking off that bucket list and get ready to welcome the Aloha Spirit into your next vacation experience. Now, this isn't for everybody. If you want a quiet vacation, this is not it on Waikiki. Now, you were a resident here. Did you guys come down to Waikiki a lot to party?
Well, to be honest, it's funny because I lived here during my teenage years, so I lived on the east side in Kailua, and we would mostly come into Waikiki for special events, to go out to eat dinner. If it was a special occasion, prom, all of that kind of stuff is all in Waikiki. Everybody has their proms there. And then we also would come in, because when I lived here, the drinking age was 18, so we would come here and we would go to nightclubs and we'd go dancing and really partying as a teenager. That's kind of what you did. All that stuff is in Waikiki.
And I guess locals do it now, too.
Oh, yeah. I think it's this exact same thing. Yeah, because it wasn't too long ago that I lived here.
So if you're looking for a Hawaii vacation, whether you want it to be hot nightlife or just a secluded, great golf getaway, we've got the place for you to go. JetSetterDeals.com. All you got to do is check them out. They have them from soup to nuts as far as going to Hawaii.
Yes, and that is our gift to you as a viewer of a show, Jet Setter Deals.